Listen to me for just a moment because what you're about to hear starts with something so small you could miss it and ends with a truth that changes everything. Picture this: a quiet diner humming with ordinary life, plates clinking, coffee pouring, the low murmur of conversations blending into background noise, when a little girl no more than 7 looks up at a waitress and instead of speaking, she raises her tiny hands and signs 2 simple words: thank you. Not loud, not dramatic, not meant to be seen. Just gratitude, pure and unfiltered. The waitress freezes. Her smile falters for half a second, not because it's awkward, but because something about that moment feels heavier than it should. The girl's eyes shine with a kind of awareness children don't usually carry, and the waitress realizes this child isn't waiting for praise, or a reaction, or even understanding. She's just expressing something she's learned matters. And that's when the man sitting across from her, calm, sharply dressed, observant, leans forward slightly and asks a question so quiet it almost disappears beneath the noise of the diner. Where did you learn that? The little girl doesn't answer out loud. She signs again, slower this time, her fingers careful and precise, and the man's expression changes. You see it before you understand it. Something shifts behind his eyes, recognition mixed with disbelief, pride tangled with pain. Because this isn't just any man. This is the CEO of a billion-dollar company, a man who negotiates mergers before breakfast and controls boardrooms with a glance. Yet in this moment, he's just a farther confronting a truth he's avoided for years. Stay with me, because this isn't a story about wealth or power or even kindness. It's about the invisible lessons we teach when we think no one is watching. The waitress kneels slightly, lowering herself to the girl's eye level, her voice soft though she doesn't know if the child can hear it, instinctively understanding that tone still matters. The girl's hands move again, explaining that she learned to say thank you at a small community center after school, a place with cracked walls, donated toys, and volunteers who showed up even when no one else did. Every word she signs lands like a quiet echo in the father's chest. Because he knows that place. He funded it once years ago as a tax write-off, a forgotten line item buried in quarterly reports. He never visited, never asked who it helped, never imagined his own daughter would be shaped there more than in any private school or luxury experience money could buy. And right here, before you blink, the story tightens. The waitress wipes her hands on her apron, fighting emotion she didn't expect to feel on an ordinary shift. She signs back clumsily because she knows a little, learned from her brother, and the girl laughs silently, correcting her, patient and kind. That laugh slices through the father, because he's realizing something uncomfortable. His daughter learned empathy not from him, not from their world of drivers and assistants and polished surfaces, but from strangers who gave time instead of money. And just when you think this is a gentle moment meant to warm the heart, the tension deepens. The father asks another question, this one heavier: who taught you? The girl pauses. This time, her hands move slower. She signs a name he doesn't recognize. A volunteer. Someone who sat with her after hours, who refused to treat her silence like a limitation, who taught her that gratitude is a language everyone understands, even without sound. The father feels the weight of years press down on him. Missed dinners. Short answers. Conversations replaced by transactions. And if you think this story is about guilt, you're wrong. It's about awakening. Because right now, something is happening inside him that no boardroom victory ever triggered. He watches his daughter thank the waitress again, just because, and the waitress, overwhelmed, whispers, "You made my day," unsure if it's heard, yet knowing it's felt. The father notices other diners watching, drawn in by a moment that refuses to be ignored. And here's where you lean in closer, because the question forming in your mind is the same one forming in his. How many moments like this have we walked past? How many lessons have we outsourced? How many chances to truly see the people we love have we postponed for later? The CEO reaches into his wallet, stops himself, and slowly puts it back. This isn't a tip kind of moment. This is a presence moment. He thanks the waitress not with money, but with eye contact, with sincerity, with humility. And then, in a move no one expects, he asks for the name of the community center. The waitress tells him. The girl smiles. But the real change hasn't happened yet. That comes after they leave the diner, after the door closes behind them, after the noise fades and the world resumes. Because this man doesn't forget this moment. He can't. It follows him into meetings, into quiet nights, into reflections he's avoided. And if you think this ends with a donation or a headline, you're missing the point. The real impact unfolds in the days that follow, when he shows up unannounced to that center, when he sits on a plastic chair and watches his daughter teach another child how to sign thank you, when he realizes leadership isn't about being seen, but about seeing. And right here, ask yourself, are you still watching? Because this story isn't finished yet. Now stay with me, because the second half of this story is where everything sharpens, where emotion and suspense lock together and refuse to let go. The CEO stands in that community center, surrounded by laughter he can't hear the way others do, yet understands more clearly than ever before. He notices the worn-out posters on the walls, the mismatched chairs, the volunteers who move with purpose instead of polish. And suddenly, his world, the one defined by glass offices and strategic silence, feels smaller. He watches his daughter, confident here, expressive, alive in a way he hasn't seen at home. This is where she belongs, not because it's humble, but because it's human. And that realization hurts. Not because he failed financially, he succeeded beyond measure, but because he outsourced the one role no one else should have filled. As he speaks with a volunteer who taught his daughter, he learns something that tightens the knot in his chest. The girl asked to learn sign language so she could say thank you properly. Not wave, not smile. Say it fully. That was her goal. Gratitude clearly expressed. Let that sink in. A child, navigating a world that rarely slows down for her, chose appreciation as her first priority. The CEO feels exposed, not judged, just seen. And here's where the suspense deepens, because the choice in front of him isn't symbolic. It's permanent. He can walk away inspired and unchanged, or he can dismantle parts of his life that no longer serve what truly matters. That night, he cancels meetings. He listens more than he speaks. He really learns how to sign thank you the way his daughter does, practicing until his fingers ache, until the words stop feeling foreign. Days turn into weeks, and something remarkable happens. The company culture shifts, not because of a memo, but because of behavior. He starts thanking people publicly, personally, intentionally. Employees notice. Leaders follow. And without a single marketing campaign, the organization transforms. But the most powerful moments still happen quietly, like when his daughter signs thank you to him for waiting, for listening, for showing up. And if you're wondering why this matters to you, here it is. This story forces a question you can't ignore. Who taught you to say thank you? And more importantly, who are you teaching now through your presence, your absence, your choices? The waitress from that diner never knows the full impact of that shift, but she feels it in small ways, like a handwritten note she receives weeks later, signed simply, sincerely. The volunteer continues teaching, unaware that funding will never again be a question. And the little girl, she keeps signing thank you, not because it's extraordinary, but because it's who she is. The CEO no longer introduces himself by title when he's with her. He introduces himself as her dad. And that's the real ending, not loud, not viral, not flashy, but lasting. Because sometimes, the most powerful stories don't begin with a speech or a spotlight. They begin with two small hands moving quietly, reminding us that gratitude doesn't need a voice to be heard. And if you're still here, if you're still listening, maybe that's the lesson you were meant to learn today.